As Congress readies for a series of votes that will determine whether the federal government remains solvent, Republicans are blasting President Biden and Democrats.
House GOP leaders took aim today, and joining them was the newest member of Oklahoma's delegation. News 9's Alex Cameron has more from our Washington bureau.
5th District Congresswoman Stephanie Bice, now just 8.5 months on the job, stepped into the Republican leadership spotlight today, assailing the president's economic policies.
The Biden administration claims that the U.S. is thriving, but the numbers don't lie.
Stephanie Bice pointed out you have to go back to 2008 to see inflation as high as it is now. She says rising fuel costs are hurting Oklahomans more than they're helping oil and gas workers, and says you can't blame inflation all on COVID-19.
Certainly there have been supply chain issues, but we're almost 2 years into the pandemic now.
What we see is a failure of leadership and a series of broken promises.
The 4 Republicans also took aim at President Biden's foreign policy decisions, primarily Afghanistan, and they ripped into the Democrats' latest plan to risk a government shutdown by tying a continuing resolution to fund the government beyond September 30th with a measure to suspend the debt limit, which Republicans have insisted they will not vote for.
The bill that the Speaker Pelosi is bringing through this week will not become law. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Also drawing GOP ire today, the Democrats' response to Texas's far-reaching anti-abortion law. The Women's Health Protection Act would guarantee a woman's right to choose in statute. Congresswoman Bice says she'll be a no vote.
The legislation overrides past and future pro-life laws, both at the federal and the state level. If signed into law, it would create a national standard to allow for abortions for any reason at any stage of pregnancy.
Bice tells me she was flattered to be asked to be part of today's leadership press briefing and expects more such opportunities in the future. From our Washington bureau, I'm Oklahoma's own Alex Cameron.